Hi guys, I'm quite new to this journey as far as the YouTubing journey goes. I just wanted to come on here because I've been having a lot of issues trying to conceive, and obviously we naturally go to Google and Google everything we can think of to see what comes up. So hopefully we get some answers and it's not just in our heads all the things we're thinking. Basically, a little bit about me is I'm 27 years old. I was diagnosed with PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, back in June this year. I have over 40 cysts between both of my ovaries. Now, polycystic ovarian syndrome, the cysts are actually made up of the ovaries, so it's actually, to make that more clear, it's something where you can't go in and just burn the cysts off. The cysts are actually a part of the ovary. So there's no way of removing them. Some of the causes of polycystic ovarian syndrome, just bear with me here. It says here that it's basically an imbalance of reproductive hormones. So basically it creates problems with the ovaries and fertility, etc., making it hard to conceive. So basically the main issues are irregular periods, infertility, development of cysts, and it comes with a lot of other issues. So some people might not get all of them, but they might get some of them. So for myself, I have noticed I've started to get a lot more hair growth, especially in areas that I've never really had it before. I've seen like little bits coming up in certain areas that weren't there before. They definitely do say that laser is good for that as well, which I used to do, but I will be starting that again as well. I've also, in the last 4 years, I've put on 20 kilos. So I don't have the best eating habit, and what I mean by that is I don't eat very much. That is probably my problem, and it doesn't contribute very well to my condition, because another part of PCOS is problems with metabolism, which I definitely do have. So basically, there are other things like acne, etc. But there is a really good article I found about PCOS. If anyone has it, or if anyone is interested, or you're wanting to learn a little bit more about it, I can link it down below for you. I found it really helpful, but at the same time I actually found it pretty confronting as well, because you're reading it and you're seeing that you're exposed to a lot more, so your chances of getting heart disease are a lot higher. There's a lot of things in there that are quite scary, diabetes, heart disease, all other problems. It's just, it was pretty confronting to read, but it's also good to be educated and know what you're up against. Obviously there's no cure for it, and there is no exact reason why it develops, but the best way for me to explain it is, from what I've been reading on the articles, basically it is genetic, and it can lay dormant in your body up until you hit puberty. So it actually means you're born with it. You don't just develop PCOS. It can lay dormant in you, and it's commonly becomes active when you are a teenager, so when you've hit puberty. Hit puberty, not hidden. When you hit puberty. Otherwise, it's commonly activated between when you're in your 20s and 30s. So I'm 27 now, and 4 years ago I started noticing the increase of weight, irregular periods, etc. So I definitely should have got onto it a lot earlier, but you live and learn. You can't always blame yourself. So that's a little bit about what I've got. I just wanted to come on here to help people who might have the same questions that I have, and maybe it might assist you guys and give you some hope and relief and some information that you were after. So I've written a little list here, so I may be looking down a couple of times, so do forgive me. I'll give you a quick rundown of my journey. So, like I said, in June this year, I went to see an obstetrician and gynecologist who I would like to deal with when I have a baby or fall pregnant. So basically, I went to see him. We did some tests, and he said to me, basically that I have PCOS, and after running some tests, I will never get naturally on my own. My chances are zero, basically. That was a hard pill to swallow, especially because I was getting married in the August coming. So, sorry, when I say August coming, I mean when I got diagnosed and told of my infertility in June, I was getting married August. So it was a couple of months before I got married, which was this year, August this year, I got married. Basically, it was really difficult to accept, and it was really difficult to get my head around it, especially when you're trying to plan a wedding. And I kind of just said to my doctor, when I say doctor, my gynecologist and my obstetrician, I said to him, look, basically I'm just going to wait until the wedding is over. I'll focus on that, and then once the wedding's over, I will start focusing on this new journey. Basically, I went and seen him after the wedding, got some fertility medication, and I started that on the 5th of September was the first day of our fertility medication journey. Now, basically that cycle, I was given, I'll show you some tablets that I've got. So Provera. So Provera was given to me to take, so when my first cycle started on the 15th of, when my first cycle started on the 5th of September, I had to take Provera 1 tablet for 10 days. Once you get your period, then you obviously count that as day 1. This particular month, instead of getting it on day 10, I got it on day 8, which is fine. You just start that as your day 1. And then after that, on day 5 of your period, you start, I started Clomid. So this is Clomid. So basically, I started on 50 milligrams. I took 1 tablet, sorry, I was reading the packaging. I took 1 tablet for days 5 to 9 of the cycle. Basically, went on day 21 and got my blood test done at 8 in the morning. I got my results the following day that basically said no ovulation had occurred. I felt pretty crappy, but I was okay. The second cycle, we did things a little bit different. So my obstetrician was actually away, so I went and got another opinion from Melbourne IVF. I just wanted to make sure that, not that I don't trust my obstetrician because he's an awesome man, but I just wanted to make sure that I was on the right path for me, because this person that I seen at Melbourne IVF he specialises in PCOS as well. So I knew he had a really good understanding, and it was really educational for me as well. So basically, I took the list of what the doctor had given me, and he said to me that he was really satisfied with what I was given. If he would do anything, he would give me metformin. Now, basically, people with PCOS are insulin resistant, so metformin assists with that basically bringing everything down to a normal level again, getting your body working. Metformin is used for people with type 2 diabetes, but it is proven to help people with PCOS as well. So I started cycle 2 on the 16th of October. I did the Provera again from days 1 to 10, and basically no period. I was 4 days after my day 10 of my Provera, and I rang my obstetrician and I said, it's still not here. So what they actually said to do is, don't wait for your period to start, just start taking Clomid now and treat it as your day 5 to 9. So we increased the Clomid. I was on 100 milligrams a day for days 5 to 9, and I also increased 500 milligrams a day of metformin. I went and got my day 21 blood test results, not expecting much, but hoping, and I ovulated. The score I got was, I think it was about 15, so it wasn't an extremely high score, but my obstetrician said to me that basically it doesn't matter whether you fall in, this for an example, if you fall in 10 to 80, as long as you're within that category, ovulation's occurred. It doesn't mean it might not have. If you're in that number category, you've ovulated. So I was happy with that. It wasn't a huge number, but it wasn't a concern because ovulation still occurred. Excuse me. So basically, I said to him, what's the plan? He said, okay, well, you might be pregnant, so go for a HCG pregnancy test, blood test. So I went and got that blood test done, was dying to know the results. I was so hopeful. I kind of had all these symptoms in my head, but I think it's what you read as well, you know. You start to think, oh yeah, I've got that. Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, I wasn't pregnant. No pregnancy. I was really, really sad about it. But I just let myself have a moment, picked myself up and said, let's do it again. Third time lucky. So basically the cycle 3 started on the 29th of November. We did the same thing. So basically, when I say the same thing, because I ovulated last month, I actually got my period when it was meant to come. So the average period people have a 28 to 35 day cycle, but most people just average it out to 28 days. But my cycle with PCOS ranges from 30 days to 120 days. So this is getting everything working regularly for me. So I got my period on day 35. So basically I got my period on my own this month because I ovulated last month. So I didn't have to take the Provera, which is a really good thing. I took the Clomid 100 milligrams again for days 5 to 9. But the only thing we did a little bit different was I increased my metformin to 1,000 milligrams a day. Purely because metformin is also meant to make you more sensitive for ovulation, etc. So if you want to know a bit more about it, maybe just Google metformin and check it up. I like the Wikipedia, I believe it is. They have some really good info on there. I try not to read too much. I like hearing people's personal stories just so I can relate on a different level with them rather than just reading an article. But I do find articles they have more facts than some other people, without sounding terrible. So I went for day 21 blood test yesterday morning at 8 a.m. And basically I got my results this afternoon, which I was dying for. And basically the lady from the office rang me and said, look, doctors told me to give you a call, which is my obstetrician, and he said that you didn't ovulate this month. I was like, what do you mean? What does that mean? how come I ovulated last month and I'm not ovulating this month? What does it mean? What is it with the metformin? Should I have increased the Clomid? Did I do something wrong? So it's only literally been like 3-4 hours since I found out. I'm pretty bummed about it. You kind of get this thing in your head and you think, oh, I'll be able to, tell my mum and dad by New Year's if I was pregnant. And you kind of get, I don't know, this time of year doesn't bother me. But there's a lot of pregnancy announcements at this time of year. I actually had one of my bridesmaids ring me the other night. She doesn't really know the journey I'm on or the extent of it, or that I'm on fertility medication. She just knows a few months ago that I was just having some issues with pregnancy. I don't like to tell a lot of people my business, especially when people who aren't going through this journey, not that they can't help or give advice, but if they're not going through it, it's very hard for them to understand. And even though they're coming from a really great place, we need this network of trying to conceive sisters and infertility, because we are, even though it might not feel like it, we are each other's support. And a lot of ladies out there, I follow Tim and Celeste, and she's on a different journey to me, very different. Tim and Celeste on YouTube, you should look her up. She's, oh my goodness. When I watch her videos, I just cry and I feel her pain. I want her to have a baby and I want her to be happy, and I really want that for every one of you out there. It makes me sad just talking about it, because you guys are beautiful people and it really breaks my heart. And I really hope that she gets the happy ending that she is working so hard emotionally and physically for. I've only been on this journey, not that it's not that my journey's not hard, but I've only been on this journey for about 4 or 5 months now, where she's been on this journey for years, and I admire her strength because I don't feel strong enough. And I say to my husband all the time, I don't have the strength for this. How am I meant to do this for years? I can't do it. What do? I want a baby, and I'm fighting as much as I can, and I'm giving it all I can. But then I realize I'm not alone, and that people out there are worse than me. And I don't want to feel sorry for myself. I allow myself just say 20 minutes to feel sorry for myself, and then I pick myself back up and I just get back to it. But back on track. So I haven't ovulated this month. So I've got an appointment tomorrow with my obstetrician, basically to see what happened, what went wrong, why this has happened, etc. So basically the next cycle 4, will be around the 3rd of January. So normally they say, with conditions like infertility, etc., that 6 months of fertility medication is recommended. Otherwise, I may go down. I know that age is on my side, but I may consider going down IVF. I would really love to hear from anybody who is in a situation similar to mine, who was in a situation similar to mine. I would really like to have your opinion and your support. I'm reaching out. I did a calculation the other day. I do have an Instagram account, which I'll link below. If you would like to come and follow me. I'm not a serial poster, don't worry, but I just like to vent and have a space where I can let all my thoughts out. It is a personal page, so I don't have any family on there. It's purely people who are trying to conceive. I don't have many people who know that are in my family or friendship circle. I only have a handful of people that know, and I would like to keep it that way at this stage, until, not just until I'm ready, but until me and my husband are, get our heads around the journey and how we feel, and maybe when we're not so raw, we might be able to share that with other people. Speaking of that, my husband has been, the other day I put up on Instagram, as I was saying before, I put up on Instagram that I actually have 45 tablets a week within the first week or two. So I calculated it, and I take 150 tablets in 4 weeks. The side effects are killing me. I use all my energy to get up in the morning, to go to work, to drive to work, to drive home, and then I can't. I'm on the couch napping before bed. I'm on the couch napping, or I'm in bed sleeping early. I'm not doing what I normally do, which is I'm a house fanatic. I clean fanatic the house. I'm just crazy like that, but I just can't. I'm meant to be at work today, and it's hard to make people understand how you feel when you have so much medication in your body, as well as how you're feeling. People say they understand, but they don't. It's okay for people to give their opinion. You don't have to use it. But there's been a lot of people out there who have needed support, and I want you guys to know that I'm here to support you, and I'm no way an educator, or there's plenty that I still need to learn, but if you need anything, reach out to me, and I will help you as much as I can, and I will be there for you if you need someone to talk to, because I know what it's like. I know how hard this is. A couple of other things before I go. I know this video is getting a little bit long, so I feel like a retiree with all this. I have a pill box. I don't know, pill box, I'm going to call it. So basically I have to put all my meds in there, so that I like to keep organized instead of having to go through every night and get all my tablets ready. I like to just all at once and done. Another thing that I do, because I'm a little bit OCD, but nobody has to do it. It just works for me. I know phones are great. I've been using the app, which I really, really like. It's called, I don't know how to say it, Ovia Fertility. I'll click on it so you can see it. One moment, please. Sorry, I'm so sorry. 1 second. So it's basically, where is it? That one there, Ovia. It's a fertility calendar. It is really, really good. So it basically tells you heaps of information about not just facts, but also it helps you gauge your cycle when you get your period, if you've got symptoms. It's not like these normal period trackers or anything. It's very, very good. Very, very good. So I highly recommend that if you would like. And something I do as well, I have a little corkboard in my pantry, and I started basically from September, I started going day by day, and I have a little heat. So the smiley face is my prenatal, ticks are my medications, and I've got, the days we have to baby dance, and Clomid day 1. This is December so far. Yeah, so that helps me. I've got 4 there now. I need to get another one. That helps me visually see it, and it's, what, eventually it might be a good keepsake to actually look back on paper and say, wow, I can't believe I did it. Like, looking at this, getting it ready on the desk here, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, you are stronger than you think. And another thing I wanted to mention as well is I've been looking for a journal to vent, to let out all my thoughts and my feelings. Just somewhere where I can go to, and somewhere where I thought it might be a good idea for a keepsake, so that when I do have a baby, that in the years to come, maybe I can give them that journal and they can have a read and see what we went through to bring them into this world. And how wanted and loved they were before they even were around. So I actually found someone on Instagram. It's called Write to Me. They have heaps of journals. There's ones for when you're pregnant, the first 9 months, then there's the first 5 years. It's got amazing books, which I will eventually get, fingers crossed. But the one that stood out to me for where I'm at currently is this one. So it's a little journal, and it says, "Write the path I travel." This is the path we're traveling, ladies. Like I said, it's just got lined paper and some blank paper as well. And when you get the other books, you can stack them next to each other, and then or you could give them to your little one, and they could eventually sit there and read from this to the 9 months to the first 5 years and beyond. And I think it's actually really special. So I'm really loving that. I actually haven't written in it yet. I was hanging for it to come. I was checking the post, checking when it's going to get delivered, and then it's kind of just sat here. I don't know why. I think it's because I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start, but this video has definitely helped me vent and get my thoughts and feelings out. So I thank you, and I thank you for watching, every one of you. One last thing before I go is I was given this crystal pebble. Oh, I don't know what it is. Don't judge me, please. I was given this. Apparently it's a fertility stone. So I'm not really someone who's overly superstitious or in touch with the spiritual world, but I do believe in it. So I sleep with this in my pillow every night, and sometimes I feel it through my pillow at night, and I grab it and please, and then I have a dear friend of mine, well, my bestest friend. She's probably closer to me than my own sister. Sisters. She knows a lot about me, and we've been through a lot together. So she actually got me this. It's a rose quartz, and it's meant to be, 1 second, it's a love stone. So it's recovery of stress, fear, kidney circulation, fluid retention, and promotes fertility as well. So this is a key ring. So I have one under my pillow, one when I'm in the car, and then I have a little evil eye, which sometimes I'd put in my bra. I know that sounds a bit weird, but I don't know. I tried acupuncture. I did it twice. It wasn't for me. I just didn't, I don't know. I could sit here for another 20 minutes going into that, but it just wasn't for me. I didn't feel that that was the path I wanted to go down as yet. So basically, again, thank you. Thank you for listening to me, because this is a long video, and I promise all my videos will not be this long. It's just because it's the first video and just letting you know all the information about me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please, please, I'm not just saying this. Reach out, comment, let me know, message me, like me on Instagram. Let's connect, let's be there for each other. And Christmas can be a hard time for people, and I want to be there for you guys, because I understand, and I'm going through it now, and I'm raw, and I'm sore, and I'm tired. But we can do this. We can do it, because we are a strong sisterhood. So have a good day, enjoy the rest of your night wherever you are, or your day, and remember, take time for yourself. Allow yourself to be upset if you need to be, but remember, you have to pick yourself back up. Thanks again for watching, and I will keep you updated with how my appointment went with my obstetrician, and let me know if maybe there's some things you would like to know a bit more about, or anything else you would like me to discuss. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye.